Afternoon, everybody in YouTube land. Ed here, ELH Scale Model Garage, with today's morning model cars and coffee, as hosted by Paul over at Left Coast Auto Builds. And today, and I say afternoon because for me it is. I got the day off today, so I kind of just slept in. In fact, I ain't been out of bed maybe an hour yet, so yeah, and it's 1:08 in the afternoon here in Houston. So, but for today's model car and coffee, I'm gonna talk about my 2017 Camaro 50. I've been working on this kit for a while now. Oh, and yeah, I got my coffee. But I'd been working on this kit for a while. In fact, I bought this kit just over a year ago because it was at the 2023 Space City Shootout where I got this kit. And within a couple of days of getting it home from that show, which I was just there as a spectator, I wasn't a member of the hams yet or anything like that, so, and I didn't have anything really built that I was willing to put on the tables or anything, so I just went as a spectator. But had a great time while I was there, saw some great, amazing builds, and the vendors area was pretty good, and this was just one of the kits that I bought there. And anyways, a couple of days after I got it home, I started taking it out and cleaning it up and getting it ready to build. And I will say that the seam lines on this particular kit were horrible. It was actually one of the worst that I've ever worked on as far as for trying to get rid of the seam lines from the molding process. But I'd gotten everything all built up and painted, and then it just kind of sat around for a while because my least favorite part of doing a model is the decals. Problem is especially in the interior, there's not a lot of molded in detail on the dash for the gauges and everything like that, so you have to use the decals to have that detail and everything there that you would want. And so I got the car painted. It's been a minute since I've opened up that box. I think I have most everything painted and ready to go. And here somewhat recently I also picked up a 2017 Camaro 1LE, and the only difference between the two kits is the color of styrene that the various parts are molded in and the decal sheets. This one is the decal sheet for the Camaro 50, and this one is the decal sheet for the 1LE. So, but the other day I decided I was gonna grab the kit and get it all cleaned up because it had gotten rather dusty, and start getting the decals cut and dipped in the water and all that and put on. And like I say, the car got rather dusty, so I took the hood and the body and all that, took it all to the kitchen and washed it up with some Dawn and warm water. And then I started using my microfiber, using squares of my microfiber, and then my turtle wax rubbing compound, and then the polishing compound to try and clean it up, bring shine back and whatnot. And I have to say that doing all that the hood came back to life very nicely. I've still got a little bit of detail painting to do on those vents there. I'm not going to leave those the same black, glossed up black that they are right now. Probably going to maybe do a gray on those or something, I don't know. But when I started polishing the body, there were it had gotten some scratches into the clear, and while polishing it, I wound up getting a little overly aggressive with it, even with those rubbing compounds. And right up here, I managed to burn through down to the bare plastic. Over here, above the passenger side door on the roof, I burned through the clear, and even partway down into the primer, and then I burned through in a couple spots back here on the back. So I just took some 600 grit sandpaper and a little bit of water and wet sanded it down, and then repainted it. And I have to say, I think the repaint came out better than the original. And it's the same color. I repainted it the exact same color as what I did originally. It's the Testors Extreme Lacquer Blazing Black with the Wet Look Clear. And like I said, I think that came out better than when I painted it originally. And I got the final coat of clear on it yesterday. So that final coat's been curing not quite 24 hours at this point. And I might get started putting on the decals, because now granted, because of the color that I painted it, these body decals right here, these two will be somewhat seeable because they got that little color stripe on the sides. But this one that goes, this one right here that goes on the hood won't be too visible because it's just going to be black on black. It'll be visible because this is more of just a straight black, whereas the hood is that blazing black, nice and sparkly. And then these go on the side of the hood next to it around those vents. So, and then it's got some marker lights and call outs and stuff like that, but most of the decals will be going in the interior. So, and when I go to put the decals on it, yes, I will be using the Microset and Microsol. I do that with every kit that I build, and when I go to put decals on, I always use the set and the Sol. I just like them. I like the way they make the decal adhere to the paint. And then of course I'm going to put another coat or two of the Wet Look Clear over the decals to seal them in. So I might get on that tonight, or I'm thinking more likely I'll probably wait till tomorrow night after I get off work. So, and I was going to put some leave the body as a lift off and put some LEDs in the headlights and the taillights on this car and light them up. But since I also have the Camaro 1 LE that I hadn't even started yet, I think this one, the Camaro 50, I'll go ahead and just put it together as is, no lights or anything like that. And then that way I'll just enter it in at the Space City Shootout coming up next month as one of my box stocks. I don't very often do box stocks, I just, even if all I'm doing is wiring up the engine, that's still not box stock. So, but I like putting more detail into my kits than the box stock. So that's why I don't really do box stock. That, and I like to do modifications. I like to use different engines. I like to use different wheels, and y'all know how it is. I mean, box stock, when you've been doing models as long as many of us in this community, in this online YouTube community, have been doing them, box stock tends to get boring. It's not much of a challenge anymore to just build the model as it is out of the box. So that's why a lot of us, or at least in my opinion, that's why a lot of us, I know that's why I do it, is making the modifications and adding all the various details and whatnot, because it's more of a challenge. It makes it more interesting. And of course the model just looks better afterward. So, but yeah, that's what I got for today. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out and get it all edited together and get it posted up, and that way my second Model Car and Coffee will actually be posted and uploaded and all that and viewable on Sunday instead of a day late like my last one. Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. So y'all have a great day, evening, morning, afternoon, night, whatever time of day it is that y'all finally wind up getting around to watching this. And until next time, I'll be in the garage.